Arey, Sujay, Gular, happy Holi, dude.
Happy Holi, sir. Happy Holi.
Yeah, by the way, just remember this. I told you to watch Afterlife and you haven't done it yet. The season 3 is also out, dude.
Is it that good?
Dude, it's fantastic.
I just remember, I don't have Netflix.
Yeah, can't do much about that.
You know, you can actually, you can help me out with that, right? You have an account?
Yeah, I do. But pay up. So, Netflix might actually start charging for sharing your account with your friends and family. So, leechers like Sujay, who were sharing my account, pay up. Thankfully, though, the feature is still in testing in certain global markets and it hasn't come to India yet, so you can give your friends some time to pay you back. Essentially, Netflix is charging $2 to $3 for every sub-account created on your own account, which means that they will have their own login and password. Anyway, welcome to yet another episode of Retech, where we talk about this week's most important tech news and some silly ones along the way. If you don't know me yet, I'm Ashad. Hit that red subscribe button, the bell icon right next to it, and hit the like button and also comment below. If you don't do any of this, your Android phone will not get updated till you die. Context, we've made a video on Android software updates. Go and check that out. A link should pop up right now. So for news number 2, I want to ask you guys one thing. What is Ekta Kapoor's favorite phone? Redmi K series. Bad joke, I know. Now here's a fun game. Take to the comment section below and let me know what you guys think. Will the Redmi K50, the K50 Pro and the K50 Gaming Edition will be rebranded as in India? The reason for all of this silliness is because the Redmi K50 and the K50 Pro have actually launched for the very first time. And I'm really excited for these phones because the K50 actually comes with a MediaTek Dimensity 8100 SoC and the K50 Pro comes with the MediaTek Dimensity 9000. Possibly, I think, the two first phones to come with these chips, and I'm really excited to test them out. I know you guys would want a comparison. Let me know in the comment section below. And moreover, what I really like about these phones is that they come with QHD displays, 120Hz refresh rate, and of course Corning Gorilla Glass Victus protection as well. And when you look at the K50, it actually has 67 watts of fast charging and a larger battery, whereas the K50 Pro has a slightly smaller 5000 mAh battery with 120 watt charging. And I kind of like the design of the Redmi K50 Pro, especially that camera module is kind of unique. It's got that rectangular sort of camera module with a circular cutout for the camera rings. Looks cool. Awesome screen, awesome camera, long-lasting battery life. Remember that jingle? I kind of love it. I don't know, for some odd reason.
Awesome screen, awesome camera, long-lasting battery life.
That jingle, for those people who know, is the jingle for the Samsung Galaxy A series when it was launched for the very first time. And it came out, and the new Samsung Galaxy A series phones are out. They were launched this week, and they are the Galaxy A33 5G, A53 5G, and the A73 5G in a country where 5G doesn't exist, unfortunately. Now, what's interesting about the affordable phones in this range is that the A33 and the A53 actually come with Samsung's new Exynos 1280 system on chip, which is based on a 5nm fabrication process. And this chip is actually a mid-range chip, which is somewhere in between the performance of the Dimensity 900 by MediaTek and the Snapdragon 778G, which, by the way, is inside the A73. And I'll tell you why these phones are important. The A series is actually Samsung's money spinner, and a lot of people are comparing the A53 to actually the iPhone SE and saying that Samsung offers a lot more. Of course, you don't get the same kind of performance, but you get ultra wide angle camera, a more modern design, a better display, the works. And I kind of like the A33 as well because you get a Super AMOLED display, 800 nits of brightness, 120Hz refresh rate, and it is priced at about 369 euros. 69. I will never grow up. Sorry. That means that the A33 is about 31,000 rupees, which should be lower when it comes to India, most probably. And the A53 is about 400 and something odd dollars, which translates to about 37,000 rupees. So that's interesting. But the A73 unfortunately doesn't have a price tag yet, and we'll have to wait for that. But what's good about these devices is that all of these come with IP rating, 4 years of assured software updates, 5 years of assured security updates, and no charger in the box, as usual. Alright, this week's WTF tidbit, it's not really a news, it's more of a tidbit, is that Qualcomm is big time with Snapdragon 695. And you know what the problem with the Snapdragon 695 is? We tested it on the Redmi Note 11 Pro Plus and it cannot even do 4K 30 FPS video recording. And more importantly, it doesn't even offer HDR video playback on an app like YouTube and on a phone that has HDR10 support and 1200 nits of peak brightness. Which is why the Redmi Note 11 Pro Plus sort of lost brownie points in our review. Really, if you ask me, the Snapdragon 695 should be only inside phones that cost about rupees 15,000, which works well for the Vivo T1 and the iQOO Z6, both of which are very similar phones. And it doesn't really work for the Redmi Note 11 Pro Plus, especially since it's a successor to the Redmi Note 10 Pro, which was a fantastic phone, and a lot of features are missing purely because of Qualcomm's Snapdragon 695 debacle. What do you guys think of this? Let me know in the comment section below. So Google I/O 2022 dates have been finally announced. It's happening on the May 11th and May 12th, and none of us are invited to the in-person event because it's only for Google and their partners. And for everybody else, it will be a virtual event, so you can watch it online. It is somewhat of like, a stopgap solution before, actual physical events become a thing. But more importantly, what we are expecting to see at Google I/O 2022 is definitely more information around the Android 13, update that's going to happen this year. Plus, also more importantly, Wear OS update, for smartwatches. That should be very interesting to see as well. Having said that, what I am more excited for is if Google will bring the Pixel 6a to India. That is something that should happen. Google really needs to get its Pixel devices to our country. I think that they've done a good job with the Pixel 6 series, and the 6a deserves to be here. All Pixel fans, hit me up in the comment section below. If you're talking about the Pixel, the iPhone can't be far behind. The iPhone 14 and the iPhone 14 Pro's CAD renders were leaked by MySmartPrice and 91 Mobiles respectively. Of course, the pill should be for the Face ID setup that is required, so I'm guessing all of the sensors will be inside it, and Apple is sort of saving for space. But interestingly, the 14's notch seem to have been reduced as well, so that could be interesting to see as well. Also, one of the things that's happening with the iPhone 14 series this year is that the iPhone 14 mini will cease to exist, and there'll be 4 phones in the series. That will be the iPhone 14, the 14 Max, and the 14 Pro and the 14 Pro Max. I think that the iPhone SE should now be elevated to the iPhone mini status, or at least the iPhone mini design should actually translate to the iPhone SE. But what's also very interesting to note is that some analysts are saying that the iPhone 14 and the 14 Max will actually be on the older A15 only, which means that it will be on the same chip that is powering the current iPhone 13 series entirely. And that is because, of course, of the chip shortage situation. And interestingly, the iPad Air also comes with the M1 because, chip shortage, and they didn't want to get it on the A15 line. They might be able to make more M1s than the A15s. For news number 7, brands are still struggling to port their phones from Android 11 to Android 12, and Samsung is like, here, take more features. You want features, take features. You have an S series phone which is old, take more features. Take the features from the S22. Yeah, take it. Obviously, phones like the Z Flip 3, the Z Fold 3, and the S series, all of those will start getting S22's features. And one of the very interesting features that I am looking forward to is the Expert RAW app, which is apparently going to become a standard with One UI 4.1. So I can't wait for that. Basically, with Expert RAW, you get manual control of all the rear lenses, and you get support for multi-frame, noise reduction, and more importantly, computational photography in the DNGs that are coming out of it. Also, one very interesting feature that could get ported soon to the other phones is a Grammarly powered keyboard, so your sentences will become better when you start writing, especially when you're hitting that comment section. Samsung owners, start using Grammarly maybe. Now, before I end the show, quickly I want to talk about 2 more things. Is that Vanced is no more. I never used Vanced, but I know that a lot of people are big fan of the alternate YouTube app, but now it doesn't exist anymore. Apparently, it's going to be existing for 2 more months, but then after that, all support will stop. And if you are a Vanced user as well, and if you found an alternative already which you really like, do let your friends know in the comment section below. Also, I really want to talk about Apex Legend. I've been playing it on VPN in the Singapore servers, and it is so good. The port is so bloody good. I can't wait for everybody to be on it so that they will stop playing BGMI. Really, that game is not that good. Apex Legend is better. Call of Duty Mobile is better. I don't care. Haters gonna hate. Alright, that's it from me for this week's episode of Retech. See you guys in the next one. Until next time, keep tracking and stay safe.